Thanks for tuning in. So, I got a couple of words for you. Weight loss, that's what it's all about, weight loss, diet, and then baby food and comfort food. And you probably wonder, what does that have to do with each other? Very simple. You want to lose weight, right? That's the intention. That's why you're watching my videos, to find out how you can lose those pounds you don't like, or those pounds you have been told by the doctor that you better get rid of because it is dangerous for your health. Diabetes, stroke, any kind of heart disease, and there is much more. Overweight is something you got to get rid of. So, not easy. Maybe you have followed 10 diets, 20 different diets, been on it, off, on, off, on, just got it off, but then a year later it was back on again. I can say that because I have been in that yo-yo, because that's what it is, a yo-yo, on, off, on, off. I've been in that yo-yo phase a couple of times in my life. So diets don't work. 98% of the diets do not work. And you got to come to that realization and say, like, okay, this is not working. I got to do something else, because there is something really, really, really wrong with the diets. It's not the food. It's definitely not the food that you're eating. It's the relationship with the food. It's the mindset behind the food. You can say, like, mindset and food. Absolutely. Why do you absolutely crave certain foods? Why do you love certain foods? Let's go way back to the beginning. You came onto this planet as a perfect baby, perfect weight, perfect. You got fed. Hopefully you got fed by your mother. Breast milk is still the number one nutrition for a child, because it's not just the milk. There's so much more in it. So what was that substance? It was a little bit fatty. It was a little bit sugary, and you can say, like, well, not sweet at all. Well, if your palate has not been ruined by straight sugar, you would have tasted that breast milk as something sweet, because there is sweetness in the breast milk. And then, you ate as much as you wanted to eat. Your mother could not force feed you. You ate and that were enough. And sometimes you threw it back up and then you cried an hour later because you wanted to have more food. That's how the system works. You eat till you are content. No more than that. So then you get the real food, the normal food. You start with the mashed up, stuffed, and that most of the time, there is a lot of sweetness in there as well. It's soft, it's mushy, it's a little bit sweet. You like it. It makes you happy. You fall asleep, you play, etc. Time goes on, and you have all the solid food and whatever else, and then you get older, and unfortunately, there are too many times that you don't really get happy. And then you crave comfort food. And what is comfort food? Comfort food is basically the same as the baby food. It makes you happy. It nourishes you up to a certain extent. It fills you up. It doesn't have the right nutrition in it like the breast milk has, but it filled you up. Your stomach felt full, and that's what you wanted. Because what you were eating away was your emotions. You're not happy, so what are you trying to do? You're trying to eat your emotions away. Again, let's regress back to the childhood time. You fell, you bruised your knee, you got a Band-Aid, and you got a cookie. You did something wrong, you got spanked, and then your dad said he loves you, and you got an ice cream. You behaved as a teenager, you were allowed to go out with friends. That was your reward. But most of the time, your reward as a child, as a small child, was food. You were bribed with food. If you finish your plate, you're going to get dessert. If you are a good boy, you can go to the birthday party of the boy next door and have cake. That's what food was. Food was a bribe and food was comfort. So you're still doing that nowadays. That is so ingrained in you that you don't know any different than that. When you're miserable, when you're upset, even when you're angry, you use the food to suppress that emotion. You think you're dealing with the emotion, but you're eating it away, but it's not working. So that is why there is not a diet what works, because they don't address the childhood memories that you have built up, your relationship with food. And that is the most important thing. So I will get back to you on that and explain more about it. But for now, you understand hopefully a little bit more what the whole diet world is all about. And they don't tell you that. They don't want to tell you that because they don't want to. Maybe they know. They don't even know it, but they just want to sell their products. They want to sell their programs. I'll get back to you on that, and I will help you move on smoothly. So, you know the disclaimer? This is my interpretation of all the loving mentoring and trainings that I've got from all my mentors. If you like it, great. Press the like button. I appreciate you for that. Thank you. Subscribe to it if you have not yet done that. Share it with a friend who you think may be benefiting from my information. And if you don't like it, that's okay as well. I appreciate you watching it anyway. So, have a wonderful day and think about the food that you're consuming, especially when you're just mindless eating. Do you really need it? Are you really hungry? We'll come back. You have a wonderful day. Take care. Thanks for tuning in.